the problem with dating apps, okay? But before we get into that, I want to show you guys how I made a candle today. And what you do is when you have your old candles, there's a candle type I bought and they sent me these instructions with it and these little wicks, okay? So what you do, you when your candle is almost all burnt down, you cut it into little chunks. I have these little chunks. And then you put the chunks in here and heat it in a pot of water. And then you take another jar, empty jar, put this in, and then you pour the candle wax in. So I made 3 of those today. Let's light this. Here's one I made earlier today also. Okay, so I brought it back over here. So I used this jar after the candle had burned out to put the new wax in. And so I just made these a couple hours ago. Yeah, so it was kind of a little fun home ec project. When I was a little girl in Germany, we had to do a lot of home ec projects. Like we did a lot of needlecraft, knitting, like making little bookmarks like with that fine handiwork. And then in the US in middle school, I actually took sewing. I made some dresses for myself because my mom used to sew, but I don't really do any of that anymore. Okay, with that introduction out of the way, let's get into the dating apps. The problem with the dating apps is that we're not able to analyze people the way that we would in real life. Like in real life, when we meet people, we can see their energy and we see them in a certain environment that we're a part of. Like, oh, you're also a student in my class. You also work with me at this place. We met at church. We met through mutual friends. You also go, to this coffee shop. There's a sense of either getting to know someone gradually over time, like observing them daily in high school, like all the high school sweethearts. They had mutual friends. They saw each other in class. They got to know each other gradually over time before they became intimate or decided to date. And meeting someone online is almost like, someone brings a poster to your door and goes, do you want to date this person? It really, really allows people to have a fantasy in their mind of who this person in the picture is, instead of really getting to know someone. And in real life, we have so many subconscious factors that help us determine whether we like someone. We pick up on cues. Their voice, the pitch of the voice, how they speak, whether they're calm or anxious, how they're dressed, how they move, all of that stuff. And that's all stripped out when someone presents themselves in photos. And then do people present themselves too good or not good enough? But really, women want to have men that are safe, strong, assertive, stable, and vetted. And there's none of that possible online. We really have to rely on the photos and meaningless statistics to determine if we might like this person. So to weed people out, women often will use like a height preference, whereas in real life, men that are 5'3" and 5'4" get married, but online they don't stand a chance. There are these meaningless statistics that women use to weed men out. On a dating app, also, guys are not vetted at all. Anyone with a phone can leave a comment on my YouTube video, and these are the same guys that are online. They're not vetted. Anyone can make an account, man or woman. You can be a catfisher. You don't even have to be real. You can even be married. Anyone can make an account, use real photos or made up photos. And fortunately, some apps now require you to do take a photo of yourself while you're on the app to verify that you're using your real photos. But you can still lie about anything, really. Anyone can join, a player, a liar, a catfisher, a groomer, some loser guy, you know, who doesn't even want to meet you, and we don't know what anyone's intention is when they're on there. Some people are on there. Some people are on there because they legitimately want to go on dates. Some people are on there because they just want attention. They never want to meet you. There's a low barrier to entry. Like I said, anyone can make a profile, and we as humans have the tendency to put people on a pedestal that we see in a picture or in a YouTube video or on the movies. We put these people on pedestals and we make some kind of fantasy about who they are and whether we might like them without knowing anything about them at all. So it's very easy to start building someone up in a fantasy that you wouldn't do if you saw them in real life. Men, I'm just speaking as a woman. I know women do a lot of bad stuff online, like they lead guys on, they don't reply to guys, they ghost guys. Men do the same thing. But men will also behave badly because they instantly sexualize women. To a lot of guys, online dating apps are just a PG version of OnlyFans, and they see these women as sexual targets, or they're just on there trying to get sex. To women, that's not appealing unless women are only women who are sexually traumatized will even be interested in that, or women going through a hookup phase, which is going to be very few women. So I found that men behave really badly online. I found that most of the men online are either looking for sex or just looking for free attention. They have no desire to meet. That's my experience. And whereas women get so many matches, I would have so many matches and so many likes, but most of those guys are way down below my league. Like I would date a guy who's not college educated if he has his own business or something going on, but I'm not going to date some beer drinker guy in the trailer, and that's a lot of what's on there, or some washed up old guy that doesn't know how to communicate well. Like I just found a lot of the guys online were way beneath me in how they presented themselves as what their intentions were. You know, I would be looking for a guy who goes to the opera, or who has children, or who likes to do outdoor activities, that looks reasonably healthy, and I rarely saw any of that online. So I think that a lot of the guys that are online, what I know now, having been divorced 11 years, is that the men who have their shit together, who have their lives together, and who like women, they're not even online because they meet women in real life. They actually engage with women. Women are drawn to them. Women will talk to them. It's really rare for a guy like that to be online. The only time guys like that are online is if they live in a really small town where their options are limited. But usually the guys that are online for a reason, because they have trouble maintaining relationships with women, or they have trouble meeting women. There's something wrong with them in my experience. Or if they're really good looking, they're just wanting free attention. There's usually something wrong with them, in my experience. Now, some guys are going to be online just to try it out, but if they're online for a long period of time, I've talked to so many men who are like, I don't go online, because they meet women in real life, especially guys who are in sales, guys who are comfortable with women, and guys who are in sales are comfortable with people. They don't have to be online. They don't want to deal with that. They meet women in real life. That's what I found, but you know, please tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not an expert on any of this. So another thing too is that I always like a man to make some effort and take some risk in talking to me. And men are saying, we don't want rejection. We don't want to face risk. Well, that's the mating game. That's how we weed out men that we want versus men we don't want. Like, we know that it's difficult for you to approach us, and your willingness to approach me tells me that, especially if you're nervous and talking to me, I'm like, oh my God, this guy has courage. Because courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is, I have fear, but I want this thing bad enough to face my fear, so I'm going to go out and talk to that woman. Because guys use courage to go hunting, to apply for a job, to apply for a mortgage. They use courage for a lot of things in life, to get up early in the morning, to hit the gym. And that same kind of courage, I want to have that extended towards me. That's the kind of man that I'm vetting for. Because the guys online are just lazy. They have no courage at all. They're just from the anonymous behind their phones, sitting back, sending text messages. That's lazy, and that is not attractive. That's not a man that I want. I want a man that has the courage to approach me, that wants me enough or is interested in me enough to overcome his fear of rejection, to talk to me in a gentlemanly way. That's the vetting. That's the mating dance. That's the mating dance, guys. And again, stay in your league, because if it's some washed up old guy, trailer trash, I'm not going to be interested. But if it's a guy decently dressed that's got his life in order, I would be very delighted for him to speak to me. And even if I weren't interested in him, I would at least be cordial and say, thank you, it was nice chatting with you. The guys that are online also tend to swipe on any woman. They're not that selective. In real life, guys are going to be very selective. They're not going to go up to any woman. They have to risk rejection. Online, they don't have to risk rejection. These guys are lazy. They swipe on any woman without even reading the profile. It's a low investment strategy, and we as women feel that. Any woman who values herself is not going to feel special or selected by some guy that's swiping on every profile and hasn't even read her profile. Ladies, pay attention to this. Some of you may not know what it's like to be treated properly by a man. A proper man worth dating pays attention to you, and his interest is focused enough on you to care about what you want. And online, they don't care enough about what you want. They're not going to read your profile. They're just trying to get a hit. They're just trying to get a like. They're just trying to get any woman to respond to them. And because they have so many women to pick from, they're not going to invest the time in any one woman. Why would they? And that's why it doesn't feel personal, and it doesn't feel inviting. And that's why it feels so shallow, because it is shallow. It's really fucking shallow. Now, a lot of these guys online are either con artists, scammers, narcissists, hookup artists, or really super shy, introverted men that are afraid of dealing with rejection. A man worthy of a relationship has overcome this fear of rejection. This is how we have to vet men, ladies. They have to be willing to go out of their comfort zone to talk to us. If they can even go out of their comfort zone to talk to us, and now they want to date us, I don't think so, buddy. You have not proven yourself. If you look at the video that's pinned on my YouTube channel, it says 40% of men are not viable mates. And I made that video because it shows in our DNA, if they do DNA analysis, that 40% of men historically did not father any children. And I don't know why that is. If they were killed in war or they were not weak, they were afraid to deal with rejection. I do not know what all the reasons are, but I still see that today. The men that are hiding online, the men that hate women, like the MGTOW and the Manosphere guys, the men that are afraid of women, the men that would rather play video games and watch porn than make the effort to get a woman. These men are all weeded out, and a lot of these guys are online. So these men are weeded out. The only men worth dating are the men that have the courage, largely, to meet a woman in real life. And I hear all the stories, you can't talk to women at the gym, it's all bullshit. I go to a gym, I talk to people, and they don't mind. They'll take the earbuds out to hear what I have to say. Like, did you need this weight? Can I work in with you? How did you learn to do that? People will talk. A gym is a community place. When I went to a gym when I was married, there were some guys that would always go, these older guys, and they would always talk to each other. And one of them would always come and talk to me. We talked about the economy a lot, the housing bubble, the Fed, And it was just a place where people would, you know, there would be like these older guys had like their friendship thing, or people would play racquetball together. This whole idea of like you go to the gym to not be bothered is so much bullshit. A gym is a community place, and people have removed themselves from the possibility of making connections or making friends or making social connections at their gym, at their church, at their coffee shop, at their grocery store. People are isolating themselves for no reason because they're like, I don't want to be a creep. There's nothing creepy about being friendly and neighborly and saying hi to people. It's just, you know, and these are the guys, they're weeding themselves out because they think that they're creepy. You just weeded yourself out, you know? As a guy, if you're a guy, I would just recommend saying hi to other guys. Don't even talk to the women. Just start learning to just be social with people, not being so afraid of people or thinking that you're a creep because you say hi to people. They're at the gym. If they don't want to be bothered, they should go work out at home. You know, when people go in public places, they expect to converse. Even people who are working at Starbucks, they're working at Starbucks because they want to be around other people. Okay. So the men online, they're looking for and want sex. They will pretty much get sexual right away. You know, that was my experience. They might start out with, where do you like to hike? Where do you like to eat? But ultimately, it's all about getting that booty. Let's see. What the dating apps could do, but they don't want to do, okay? The purpose of the dating apps is to get a lot of people on the dating app. So what would go against them? They would have fewer people if they actually required ID, if they actually vetted people. They don't want to do that because that would lower the number of people on the apps. They should all have a video call option on the app, but that costs money, and that would make people less wanting to, you know, interact or whatever. They should make it easy for people to do a video call. And I also think that when men make profiles on there, they should show themselves doing some skills and wear a suit, for God's sakes. It's very attractive. Anyway, I think that when they say that 40% of couples meet online, that doesn't mean dating apps. They say online. And a lot of online is Facebook and Instagram, where people just start talking to each other and chatting with each other. I have no social media. And by the way, I used to let people just email me, but I do not want to be approached by men looking for booty, okay, frankly. And they'll try any old way. So I am unapproachable by men looking for booty, you know. If people want to email me, that's why now I want $50. I'll read your email if you send me the $50, because guys who just want booty are not going to go that trouble. They try to slide into DMs, or they try to slide into the comments, or they want something for free. I'm not into that. I do have a thing called Meet the Author, where you want to meet with me, have dinner with me, have a coffee with me somewhere in Carlsbad. I forgot. I think it's like $300 for an hour or two. I forgot what I rated. It's on my website. People can meet me as Meet the Author, but guys looking for booty, I'm not available for that. I'm not interested in that. I'm not available for that, okay? So that's it. Just watch my videos, and if you want to be a member, you know, I'll reply to your comments for sure. But a lot of guys don't even want to be a member, or, you know, send me a super sticker. You can send a super thanks. Guys don't even want to do that. No, they just want to have some free time. I'm not down for that. All men want pussy from women. There is no such thing as having a man as a friend. They never want to just be friends. They say they want to be friends, but if I were to say you want to fuck, they would all be down for it, because deep down they wanted to fuck all along. I'm not stupid. The only men I would spend time with for free are gay men. Okay? If you're not a gay man, I'm not spending time with you. I'm not interested, okay? Come up to me in real life and face the rejection, and have something to offer, okay? I'm not interested in dating some young guy who's got nothing going on. You got to be at my level, educationally, emotionally, and whatever. So I get super annoyed with all this stuff. Now, one more thing I want to say about the online. Let's see, there are a few things that people need to keep in mind for the online dating. I'm going to wait for the 20-minute mark because I'm going to put timestamps on this video. Okay, so when you meet people online, it's super, super important. In my opinion, this is my own rule that I'm going to share with you. Never start bonding with someone online. Do not bond with someone over text, over messaging, online. Do not go off the dating app into WhatsApp or Signal or other places where people want to talk to you and try to get your pictures and try to get you sexually. A man who's interested in you does not want to chat with you online. He does not want to message with you. He wants to meet you. Ladies, if you do not know what it's like to be courted by a man who wants to marry you and who cares about you, what this guy wants, he wants to meet you. He cares about what you want. He wants to protect you, and he wants to show you a good time outside of the bedroom. Okay, let me repeat this because some women are very unaware of this. A man worthy of your attention cares about how you feel. He wants to meet you. He wants to protect you, and he wants to show you a good time outside the bedroom, outside the house. He doesn't even ask to come to your house. What does that look like? The purpose of if you're going to be online talking to guys, his main focus should be when can I meet you? Where can I meet you? In public, something that you enjoy. I want to get to know you. I want you to feel safe, and I will meet you. What do you like to do? And he will plan a fun date. Those are the only ways to interact with guys online, and I need to repeat this again. Any man worthy of your time, ladies, unless you want to replay your trauma, be a booty call, be a hole for him to plug with his dick. Okay, he's not just going to plug it, he's going to release into it. That's what they want. You can't blame them, but there are a lot of predators out there. A man that's actually worthy of your time is going to come to you. He's going to ask you what you're interested in. He wants you to feel safe. He wants to protect you, and he wants to show you a good time. For example, these guys are not going to be chatting with you to get to know you on the phone or texting. So say you meet a guy online and he actually seems interested in you. He might ask, he's going to see that you like hiking. So he's going to say, okay, let's say hiking or coffee or the beach or some outdoor thing, the park. And he might go, there's a music event at the park tomorrow night. Would you like to go? I'd love to meet you. It's a public place. It's safe. It's fun. It's something you like, and he's going to meet you, and he wants you to have a good time. There's no chatting. There's no texting. You don't have to drive to him. He's not asking to pick you up. He's not sexualizing you. He's not trying to meet you in private. He's not trying to come over, and he makes no sexual comments at all because he's a man actually looking for a relationship. Those are the only men we should be entertaining. Okay? I have to say this again. I'm going to repeat this in a number of different ways. A man who's interested in you is going to desire you sexually, but he wants to get to know you, and he wants you to feel safe, and he wants to make sure that he wants you to feel safe, and he's going to take things slowly at your speed. He's not going to start with sex. No, he's not. He's going to want sex. He's going to think that you're beautiful. Just like when you see the guy, you might already be thinking about a wedding, but you're not getting married, right? He's not going to talk about sex. Any guy who talks about sex right away, you can just block them. You do not even have to respond. Because responding to guys and trying to slow them down, I tried all this stuff. I just want to slow things down. I'm looking for a relationship. Forget it. They've already shown you who they are. Just take their word for it. They've already shown you who they are. So if you want to practice phrasing, you can, but believe me, they've already shown you who they are. Any man that's interested in dating you is not going to start with talking about sex. What do you like to do at night? Or do you get cold at night? Or do you ever get lonely? He's not going to be talking like that. Or what's your idea of a romantic evening? He's not going to be saying anything like that. He's going to try to get to know you in the daytime. And he might say, what kind of food do you like? He might say, what kind of food do you like? And you might say, well, I like Thai food. And he's like, oh, okay, well, oh, you live in this part of town. I know a great Thai restaurant. Why don't we meet there? That's what he's going to do. It's not going to be like, can I pick you up? Or can I come over? Or, sending pictures or trying to get you on WhatsApp or trying to text with you and then waiting 3 days before replying. He's going to be setting a date. Okay, so this is what you want to look for. A guy who is actually interested in you, even if you meet him at the gym, he's going to ask you on a date in public because he is respecting you. He wants you to feel safe. And when he brings his sexuality with him, he's going to let you know, you look really good tonight. You look really hot. Ooh, that dress looks great on you. He's going to make those kinds of comments because he's not hiding his sexuality. But he's not leading with his dick. He's leading with his masculine energy. He's leading with friendship. He's leading with protection and strength. And he's going to show you a good time. He wants you to have fun. He's going to be interesting. He's going to want to learn about you, not in a groomer kind of way of like, show me your vulnerabilities. He's not going to ask you about your trauma or your past relationships right off the bat because that's like a boundary violation. He's going to take things slow. Oh, well, what do you like to do? What kind of music do you like? Talking about books or the economy or talking about gardening or what kind of workouts you like to do, building friendship gradually over time. And he's going to take his time. And a man that's interested in you for dating or for marriage, he's not going to push sex. He'll wait months. And some of them will wait until marriage. Now, you may not want to wait until marriage, but there should be no pushing of sex because a man who cares about you cares how you feel. He doesn't want to push you or coerce you into sex. Okay, I got to write this down. 27, 30-minute mark because I want to make timestamps. A man who cares about you is not going to push for sex. A man who cares about you is not going to push for sex. Like I said, he cares how you feel. He wants you to feel comfortable. This is a guy that you might be in a relationship with, and you want to be with a guy who's pushing you for sex, manipulating you, making you feel guilty for not giving him what he wants. You have to have your own timetable, and if guys are not okay with that timetable, you got to weed them out. I've talked to guys who've said, if she doesn't give me sex by the third date, I'm out. Even Corey Wayne, which I do not like Corey Wayne, he uses the kiss test on the first date. If you don't kiss me on the first date, you're gone. He's kind of a groomer. Control freak, manipulative, because he's like, if I don't get what I want when I want it, you're gone. He doesn't care about the woman. He cares about getting what he wants. And I don't blame guys who say, I don't have sex by the third date, I'm gone, because those are guys looking for sex. A guy who's actually interested in a woman, in that particular woman, he's going to wait. He's not going to have a timetable because he's getting emotional nourishment. He's enjoying her company. He finds he's happy seeing the light in her eyes. He delights in seeing the smile on her face. He is enchanted by, like a lot of guys are enchanted by my pearl earrings, or my eyes. I want to meet a man who's enchanted by, the softness of my hair or how I talk or my earrings or my eyes. Who's enchanted by it, who's drawn in by it, who finds pleasure in it. And yes, he wants to fuck me, but he can enjoy these other parts. Those are the men I want. I don't want the men who go like, okay, there's a woman and I know there's a vagina I can fill. Those are not men that I want. And I don't blame men for wanting to fuck us, but the point is that if you're looking for something serious, these guys that just want to fuck you, they're going to fuck you and move on. And a lot of them are online. They just want to fuck you and move on. You got to give a guy a chance to build like an emotional connection with you before you have sex with him, to see if that even exists for him. Because if he doesn't feel an emotional connection before the sex, he's not going to build it just because of the sex. Sex to men does not build an emotional connection unless it's a man that's like more emotionally attuned, or he probably already liked the woman anyway before he had the sex. It's kind of different for the men. Although if they have sex a few times with the same woman, they can build a connection. But the guys who are like sexual predators, they will never do that. They will never have sex with the same woman enough that they could build that connection. They're just going to be one and done, or after, as soon as they come, they want to get up and leave. And the number of people in our lifetime that we actually have a deep enough connection with that we would enjoy their company is very small, So a guy's not going to feel that way about every woman. He's not going to be like, okay, I'll wait for 6 months to have sex with her. Because it's going to be pretty rare that any woman he meets is going to be that woman he feels that way about, that he would want to marry. But if a guy finds that woman he wants to marry, that's when he's going to treat her with more respect, wanting to protect, wanting her to feel safe, wanting her to feel comfortable, and he'll wait. He's not going to push for sex. And likewise, a woman who cares about a man is not going to rate his finances. I got to put that in here. A woman who cares about a man, a woman on a dating app should not be demanding a man to pay for her as a way to prove his love or some kind of a test. It's very shallow. It's just like the guys looking for pussy online. A woman who cares about a man, and a woman worth marrying, is going to care about your finances, because a man cares about his finances. He works hard for his money, and for her to just plunder it is the same as a man plundering a woman's pussy, frankly. Do not plunder a man's wallet. Guys, do not date women who are disrespectful of your energy and your effort in making money, and who treat your money so callously. Look for women who have some respect for your money. Look for women who have some respect for their own finances and who don't overspend, who have some savings, who have a good credit score, hopefully, or at least they're not ruining it, they're trying to build it up, and who are not seeing you as a wallet. Because if they see you as a wallet, then you should see them as a hole to fill. It's equal, and you might as well just hire a prostitute. It's more straight up. And a lot of prostitutes will treat you better than these women that are just demanding everything and giving you nothing in return. Because at least with a prostitute, you're getting sex for your money. And some of these women will just want you to spend, give you nothing, and just kind of take advantage of you. So a woman who cares about a man and wants to get to know him, she wants to build his finances, she wants to get to know him, she wants to build their future together. So the dates are going to be, the money spent on dates is going to be none or very little, because she also wants to show him that she's not just about the money. Just like the guy isn't pushing for sex, the woman isn't pushing for the guy to spend money on her, because she wants to show him, I'm interested in you, I want to get to know you, and I'm not after just your wallet. And if the guy wants to spend money, he will. Just like when the woman wants to have sex with the guy, she will. But it takes time for a woman to find her desire to have sex with a guy, unless she's going through some sexual exploration or has been sexually traumatized where she thinks her only worth is sex, or she's like in a super horny phase of her life in her late 40s, early 50s, or just recently divorced, like a phase. A woman is going to take time to open to a man sexually, to find her desire to open to him sexually. And a man's going to take time to want to open his wallet to a woman, to be like, okay, this is a woman I want to spend money on. This is a woman that I want to buy something for, rather than, oh, I need to pay for dinner because that's how things go. No. You don't put up pussy because that's how things go, and you don't pay for dinner how things go. You pay for dinner when you want to pay for dinner. And any woman worth dating is not going to be demanding that you open your wallet. Okay? You do not have to do that. Whatever happened to having a picnic? You bring the wine, she brings the sandwiches, okay? Or maybe she has the picnic basket and you bring the, I don't know, or you go for a stroll in the park, or you go to a music festival at the beach, or you meet somewhere for a drink. I'm at a loss for ideas. You meet somewhere to throw darts or to play pool, or you go for a run somewhere in public, or you meet at the gym for some weightlifting. I don't know. Go to church together, go grocery shopping together, like do something fun and see if you even like this person. Like, do I even like this person? Is this person even a friend? Because relationships are really about being friends. Do I even like this person? And it's hard to know when people jump into bed so quickly and are spending money so quickly, like why? That's like not normal. So it's important to really slow things down. But again, if you meet guys online, their main intent should be they want to take you out, they want to meet you. Look for that, a guy who wants to meet you and who cares how you feel. That's what should be the goalpost, ladies. Does this guy want to meet me? And is he setting a date? And does he care how I feel and what I want? Because that's the protective energy that a man brings to a woman, okay? And I know this because I've been married, and when I was dating women, I was like, okay, how would I treat a woman if I were a man? You got to be respectful and care how she feels. Now, for ladies, a woman who's worth meeting, she's going to be responsive to your texts. She's going to be responsive to your texts. And she wants to meet you. You want to look for that. She's responding to your text and she wants to meet you, and she actually does meet you. If she doesn't want to meet you, if she's afraid to meet you, doesn't want to meet you, out. Move on. That's how you avoid being scammed. And all these people who are scammed online, they started getting bonded with someone that they never even saw. You do not bond over text, ever. You want to bond with people who spend time with you in real life. Do not bond over phone calls. Do not bond over video calls. Do not bond over text messaging, WhatsApp, Facebook, whatever. Do not bond in these ways, because those are all wounded people, predators, con artists, scammers, catfishers, avoidants, unavailable people. Okay, a man who wants to meet you and a woman who wants to meet you, who's actually available and who's interested, they want to meet you. They do not want to text and message. And if you just take that to heart, you will avoid a lot of pitfalls. And guys have to get over their fear of rejection, because overcoming your fear of rejection is their hurdle in the mating dance, the mating game. And that's why 40% of men are not viable mates. They've eliminated themselves from the dating pool because they're afraid of rejection. They have a story in their head that they shouldn't approach women, or, they're happier with their online porn. So they've taken themselves out. Thank you for watching my video.